Today is Mama Day, and Mama, we are fondly remembering Mama, and we are remembering Mama for the path she showed by living her life according to Baba's directions. And we are also remembering Mama for the beautiful explanations of knowledge that she gave. So it is said about Mama that Mama used to, just like a bird, when it has to feed its little bird, its child, then it just, takes that food and breaks it down very finely so that the little child of the bird can eat it and digest it. So Baba's Murli also, Baba's Murli, sometimes children find Baba's Murli difficult to understand. And Mama took that responsibility to explain what Baba wants to say in the Murli. And she broke it down so finely that children could understand it. For those who don't know Mama, so there are some brothers and sisters who have recently joined, and who is Mama? So Mama is called the Yagya Mata Mateshwari. And why? Because Mama came to Baba when she was only 16 years of age. So she was very young, but when she came, after in her whole journey, the most important quality that she had was that she never said no. She always said Hanji to whatever Baba said. And very soon, everybody started feeling that although she's very young according to the physical age, but she's the sustainer. Just like, Baba is the instrument. Mama also took that Swaman, that I'm the instrument, and she became the sustainer on behalf of Shiv Baba, just like Brahma Baba. So that is why there is a lot of regard for Mama, and Mama explained knowledge. So Mama is called the goddess of knowledge. And Baba says that, in religion, we praise Brahma Baba as Brahma, the creator, because he became the instrument to create the new world when Baba came with that objective. But Mama is also praised in every form. Baba says that when you pray to Goddess Saraswati or Durga or Kali, it is all Mama. So Baba says that these roles were performed by Mama in Sangam Yuga. So she explained the knowledge like Saraswati Ma, and she was an embodiment of all powers like Durga, Shakti. And then she was, her personality was such that anybody who came in front of Mama just sacrificed their vices. So she was called Kali. So this is about a little about Mama. And now we will understand, although I would recommend that you read the book about Mama. It's there. So it's a book about all the seniors in the Yagya who have played their part with Mama in the physical form. They have shared their experiences with Mama. So you can read that. You can find online. Those who are interested, let me know so we can, maybe give you the link online, or maybe, get a copy and post whatever is convenient. So we'll do that. So today we have Mama's Murli and the explanation of Baba's knowledge by Mama. And in this Murli, Mama is explaining. So I will first take one point. There are lots of points in this Murli. So First, I'll take one point in which Mama says yoga is faith. So you see, so there is a question that how can we have constant yoga? So Mama says yoga is faith, and you see, faith is constant. Yes, if you have faith on something, then it's not like you keep doubting it all the time and you keep changing your awareness according to, every hour or every minute. You don't do that. So what is the meaning of yoga is faith when Mama is saying it? So you see, Baba gives us the knowledge that I am a soul and I am not this body. I am not the mind, intellect, and sanskars. I am the soul. I am the master of all these things. Yes, and I am not my sanskars. I have sanskars. I have a mind. I have an intellect. I have a body. But I am not any of these. And who am I? I am a star of light. My original quality is peace. And I am the child of God. And right now I am with Baba. So faith means faith in knowing that what you're not and who you are. So Baba tells us all these things that, you are not your sanskars, you're not your mind, and you are a peaceful being of light. You stabilize yourself in your original quality of peace, and you are with Baba at this time. Baba is not an idea. Baba is not somebody you're calling out to. Baba is your companion and your sustainer, your teacher. And I am a soul and I'm with Baba. And in this combined state, have you seen that when something is combined, it has the properties of both, itself and the thing it is combined with. So let's say you combined milk and sugar, then it is milk and also sugar. So both the things are together. So I am a soul, and when I'm combined with Baba, I'm the master ocean of peace, master ocean of joy. I'm completely pure because I'm just like my Baba. And sitting in this awareness with that faith, is yoga. So Baba gives us the knowledge, Baba gives us the truth, and having faith in the truth that Baba tells us makes us a yogi. Because the truth is, so I have this practice that when I sit in Amrit Vela, so there are many people who struggle with putting a full stop to the thoughts that are coming, right? And many times, even while you are in yoga, so whatever I have heard from people, so, they say that even while I'm sitting in yoga, my mind wanders. Or, sometimes something comes up and then you get carried away by that thought and you start engaging in that thought. Now you have to understand it all happens because there is this deep feeling that I am the mind. Yes, so these are my thoughts. So, but Baba has told us that these thoughts are arising from sanskars. Yes, this is not me. This is the habit and pattern that I have created. And instead of finding meaning in it, or whenever you identify with something, you think that this is me or this is I who is creating this, you want to justify it. Yes, so that is what gives rise to the trail of thoughts. So suppose you are sitting in yoga and one thought comes, they said this, So again, that image of somebody telling something to you comes up. And then you have this thing that, whatever they said was wrong. And then you start creating multiple thoughts about how they were wrong and you were right, or you were the victim and they were the one doing wrong to you at that time. But if you just understand that this whole world is temporary and everything that's happening is just part of a drama, and these thoughts that you're having is because of your own sanskar. So, in the when we give the course, we give this example that in a similar situation, not everybody has the same thoughts. So these thoughts are not coming from a situation. These are coming from my sanskar. And I am not the thoughts, I am not the feelings, I am not the sanskar. And I have got nothing to do with whatever is happening in the mind. I am the soul, and I have the capacity to observe the mind and be detached. So when you just take this one step that I am the soul, I'm not whatever I'm thinking about, I'm not wherever my intellect is wandering, I am the soul. And sit with that faith. And who is the soul? The soul is Baba's child. That faith also I need to have. That I am Baba's child. I am not ordinary. I am the child of the Supreme. I am the master in all the virtues that Baba is the ocean of. So it is all a question of faith. And whenever you want to, you can sit in this very powerful, very stable, combined stage where you are just like Baba, the master ocean. And Baba says that even when you come into action from that stage. So just be in that stage, in that combined, powerful, pure stage, peaceful, knowledgeful state, stable stage, and then come into action. So that is what yoga is all about. And Mama explains it very well that yoga is faith. So when you have faith, then you are always in a state of happiness primarily. Because happiness comes from two things, One is experiencing the attainments from Baba, being full inside. So when you're full inside, you feel happy. And then second thing is, when you act from that state of fullness, then every action is elevated action. And happiness comes from good karma. So both these things will ensure that you are an embodiment of happiness all the time. So this is what Mama is saying about how to be a constant yogi. And yoga is not about, doing something. It's about just maintaining that awareness based on the truth that I am a soul and Baba is my constant companion. And when you keep doing this, and while you're playing your part in this stage, you are an embodiment of happiness, then everything changes because of that. And today, Mama is talking about we are not those who renounce karma. So we have not been given the direction to renounce karma. Yes, so do you know that in the world there are karma sannyasis? So those who renounce karma. So what do you renounce? When karma sannyasis or the sannyasis who say we have renounced action, what do? They renounce earning but not clothing or living. They renounce cooking but not eating. So that is when Mama explains Baba's knowledge that this is a field of action and you cannot renounce karma here, can you? So you cannot renounce not doing action, because you may renounce earning but not spending. You may renounce cooking but not eating. And that is not renunciation. So, renouncing karma is impossible in this field of action, Even thought is karma. So, and not just thought, you have to eat, drink, you have to clothe the body, you have to keep it warm, and all that requires effort. You cannot be free from karma in this world. And Mama explains that it is Baba's direction that we become a karma yogi. Now, before that, Mama explains that, in this world, people think that whatever they get, so let's say they receive some gift or something in the world, and any material possession they get, they think God gave that to them. Okay, so suppose you buy a new house, you think that God gave it to me. Yes, but Mama says no, that God doesn't give. Yes, God doesn't give you a house and a car because that is the product of your karma. Yes, so in the world, we do good karma, bad karma. So in the world, this is a field of action. People are doing good karma, bad karma. And because of that, they are receiving a result, an output. Okay. And that attainment, that temporary attainment, is because of that karma. Then there is also an attainment which you receive because of your intellect. Yes, so have you seen that there are many people who can be very happy in very less, and they don't have Baba, but they have something in their intellect, maybe, they hold in their intellect that I have to ultimately die, so why care? So, whatever it is, but they are able to maintain happiness. Why? Because you can also be happy because of what you hold in your intellect. Yes, so that is another thing. Just like, in this right now in Sangam Yuga, we stay happy because of the power of our intellect also. Yes, our intellect is filled with truth that I'm immortal, and then this drama is prefixed and everything is happening for a good reason and for benefit. And these are things that we hold in our intellect and stay happy right now. Similarly, in the world also, many people hold some things in their intellect and they just stay happy. So, just like sannyasis said that everything in the world is dirty and happiness is very little, so don't hanker after it. And there were many people who did not pursue material pursuits because of that. So that is also a source of happiness, okay? But Baba doesn't give, this, but what Baba gives is, Mama explains that Baba teaches us the karma that gives us 21 births of practical happiness. Not just that, Baba doesn't say that, in Sangam Yuga, I train you to have faith in the soul, in the drama, in Baba, and then you continue like this or forever. No, Baba says that whatever I'm teaching you, this is a path of effort. Baba is not saying that this is a life of, Satyug. Baba says that this is a life of effort. And yes, my companionship and the fact that you're godly children makes it a life of happiness. But still, you're living in a world of sorrow and disease and everything. So Baba is not telling us that this is the happiness I have come to give you. Baba says, I'm teaching you the karma through which you will be happy for the next 21 births, and you will not be happy because of the power of the intellect. You will be happy in a very concrete way. So there will be no untimely death, no disease, no, there will be peace of mind. You don't have to make effort for it. There will be joy, there will be happiness of relationships, there will be wealth which will be endless. And Baba says, I come to give you that world. So, uh, we are not people who are just taking up an idea and becoming happy. We don't believe happiness is a state of mind. Okay. we believe that happiness is a reality of the world for half the cycle. So we don't believe happiness is a state of mind, and happiness is not a state of mind. Yes, right now, the only way to be happy is to have a good state of mind. So we are approaching it like that. But happiness is not a state of mind. Happiness is very real. And we are talking about a world of happiness. And this is a very big departure from what the understanding of happiness is in the world. Because if you see, most people believe that happiness can be pursued and never attained. And then many people think happiness is a state of mind. But Baba says, no, happiness is the product of good karma. And when Baba says happiness is the product of good karma, it's not just the good karma that you do. Right now, we receive temporary happiness by being in yoga with Baba. Okay, so that is also good karma. But Baba is also teaching us the karma which will lead us to permanent happiness, and happiness of a very concrete kind. So this is one point that Mama clarifies. And another point that Mama clarifies today is that Baba is not creator of a dharma. Baba is the creator of the world. Yes, and every creator, everyone who establishes the prophets, and especially the prophets, they come and establish a religion. Baba doesn't establish a religion, Baba establishes a world, because heaven is a world. Heaven is not just a religion. Yes, it's not like, Baba changes the world. Baba is called the creator of the world. And that is why Baba's praise is the heavenly Godfather. So this is also one very important point that Mama is underlying and clarifying today, that Baba is not just, it's not like, you are living in the same conditions and just following a different religion. No, Baba changes the world for us. Baba is called the creator of the world, of the new world. And what does Baba teach us? What karma is it which Baba teaches, which leads us to the new world? So Baba calls it pure actions. Yes. And what is pure action? So you see, sometimes we perceive action only as that which we do in context with situations or in context of people. Yes, so sometimes we perceive actions like, I said this to somebody, or I did this to somebody, or in this situation I behave like this. But actions are not context specific. You are performing actions all the time. Whether somebody is listening or not listening, you are thinking. You are creating feelings. You have an attitude which is constant. If you have a pessimistic attitude, you're constantly creating, criticism and disappointment and fear and sadness. And all that is act. Yes, and sometimes even as Brahmins, we don't take cognizance of how much of actions we are performing all day. This is a field of action, and whether somebody is noticing, not noticing, hearing or seeing or not seeing, not hearing, but there is a lot of activity going on. And then there is words, and then there is, eating, drinking, waking up, watching, hearing, all of these are actions, and they are changing our sanskars and our destiny. I remember there was this, uh, otherwise, how can somebody be alone and in no context and become miserable? So people are becoming miserable by being lonely, and there is no context in which they are performing any act, but they are just becoming lonely. No person, nobody is troubling them, and then they are getting into depression. So we are all performing actions all the time. And Baba teaches us pure actions. So, in the world, we are taught how to talk to people, how to behave around people, or, how to deal with situations. But we are not taught how to think, or how to create feelings, or what should be our attitude, or how should I eat, or, we have been told table manners, but not food manners. you know how to eat in on a table, you're taught, but what to eat, with what attitude to eat, with what attitude to cook, we are not taught all of those things, because we think we are social animals. So, we only perform. You are in performance mode, or, you're conscious only when you are in the society. Otherwise, you don't have to be conscious about what you're doing. But Baba says, no, action is not like that. Action is something you are constantly creating. This is a field of karma. And Baba teaches us how to engage in pure action. Baba says, you are not speaking badly, no problem, but you are not thinking, you don't even have to think badly. You don't have to think about anyone. You don't have to think about anything in a, wasteful way or negative way. And Baba says, your food, your drink, everything is having an effect on your mind and your buddhi and your sanskar, and how, when you wake up, who do you say good morning to? Who do you remember first? Whose awareness are you in? All of these are actions. And Baba teaches us how to become pure. And through these acts, we become pure. And then the most important thing is, even when you understand this, you need power to do what Baba says. And that power, Baba says, you draw from me. So you become a karma yogi. Karma yogi doesn't mean that, you be in yoga when you're going to office or doing work. No, you are on the karma kshetra. You are on the field of action all the time. So always be a karma yogi. So yoga is faith, and have faith that you are a soul. You are combined with Baba. Stay in that knowledgeful, loveful, peaceful, powerful state, and let every thought, every feeling, every attitude emerge from that state. Yes, and yesterday I was talking to somebody, and they were telling me that, Didi, we always hear in the class that you should be soul conscious, but when I am in my workplace, I'm not soul conscious. So I said, but what do you understand from soul consciousness? Do you think that you have to keep seeing the soul, or keep remembering that this is a soul? That's not soul consciousness. Soul consciousness is, that I am Baba's instrument, and this is, you can call it a person, even if you don't use the word soul. This is a human being, and I want to leave them with happiness. I want to leave them, touched with compassion and knowledge and courage, everything that I have to offer as a person. You may be in any role. You may be a doctor, you may be a cleaner, you could be anybody. But how you leave the people who are in and around you, that is you. What do you leave them with? That what do you offer them while you're there? That's soul consciousness. So Mama is clarifying today that Baba teaches us these karma, that, how to have soul conscious awareness. I am a soul, and when you are a soul, you perceive as you are. You don't have to look at another person as a soul. If you are in awareness, I am a soul, you will give what you have to give spiritually to that soul. And if you are in awareness of your role, then you will give according to the role only. Baba doesn't say forget your role, perform the role. You should know what your role is also. A doctor shouldn't forget to treat the patient, just give love. No, treat the patient also. But remember that you are soul. You have much more to offer than just medical service and assistance. So Baba says that this is the way to become pure. And when you become pure, then Mama is telling us today that in this world there is a law that whatever good or bad action you perform, you get the result of it. Okay? But Baba teaches us the actions with which the law is that when you perform pure actions, you get the result for 21 births. So you have to understand this law of karma. So in Satyug and Treta Yuga, you perform actions without result. Okay, that is the law of Satyug and Treta Yuga. From Copper Age to Iron Age, you perform actions and receive one-fold result of it. Whatever you do, you get the equal and opposite of it. Okay, and in Sangam Yuga, because Baba is teaching us pure elevated actions, the result for it is 21 births. And so that is why Mama is also today warning us that don't give excuses that, this person doesn't allow, this situation doesn't allow. Understand your profit and loss. Because if you are not performing the actions that Baba tells you to, then what you're doing is you are incurring that amount of loss for yourself, that amount of punishment you will get. So Mama says, be very wary of this, and be very wary of this being concerned about other people's opinion, and also be wary of other people, what Baba says, bad company. And Mama is today underlining that bad company you get in the Brahmin family also. Those who come to the class but don't have any aim, they are not listening to Baba's knowledge, they are just coming. They will also sometimes with their company give you the idea that, they will tell you things which will not make you think about Baba or your aim or what effort you have to make, but about people and situations and things that happen and this and that. And they will also make you go astray from your path. So this is why Baba says that we have to understand that this is the time to create a fortune. This is not the time to give excuses. And Baba has allowed us pure actions. Baba says that your body and mind and wealth is for seva. I have allowed you to, take care of the karmic accounts that you have already created. So, there are children, there's a spouse, you take care of them. Use your body, mind and wealth for the sustenance, but no more extra, and don't go into creating another karmic account. Yes, and I remember there's a brother, he's a 20-year-old BK, and he was yesterday telling me, Didi, please bless us that, we get a very good daughter-in-law at home. So I said, you are engaging in a new karmic account, which is not even, it's completely avoidable. You can just tell your son to, whatever, he is not in Gyan, you can just ask him to fend for himself. So, and he can look out for whatever karmic accounts he was to have. But you want to have a daughter-in-law now. Now this is, so you are inviting a new karmic account, and then you think that, when you are not following Baba's Shrimad, then Baba should help you. So, okay, we will give this to Baba, whatever message you're giving, but it's between Baba and you. So you see that Baba says, don't create new karmic accounts. So don't choose to do that now, because Baba says, whatever you have to use it to create a fortune, not to, again create a karmic account and again keep settling it. All right. Om Shanti.